Peace and love. Let's do a quick Lenormand reading today. I have my Raina George, which is in, it's been used, it's been loved. So it's a little rough, but I still love it, still use it. My Species by the Thousand deck, which you've all seen on this channel a million times. And then I also just treated myself to this for Valentine's Day. This is the Tarot of the White Cats. And I wanted to show this to you guys because it's so cute. All right. So sometimes the mini decks can be really too many, but this one is just right. This is Los Scarabeo, and this is the backs. These are the backs, and look how cute this is. Isn't that just adorable? I would love the larger version, and I might, but I might just keep it with the mini just to keep it nice and special. All right, so we'll use that today, and then I have my little charms here, so I might throw some charms on the cards towards the end. All right. Let's get one card. Spirit, what's the theme today? Well, what should the theme be? And then we'll take a look at the Lenormand cards. Just gonna pull one to start. All right, so inspiration. So let's just put that right there. All right, so resolution as well. So maybe we're going through something now. We're waiting for some answers. All right, so Spirit, thank you. What message do you have for us today? Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you, ancestors, for your strength, for your guidance, for your wisdom. Spirit, what message do you have for us today that can bring about inspiration in our lives, that can inspire us to move forward into a greater reality? All right, so we have a gift being offered here with the bouquet. Something beautiful coming in. All right. Something beautiful that maybe brings about some challenges here. Maybe some challenges in the home life. Challenges with our finances. Challenges with just the environment itself. Have the heart here. Have a masculine energy in the middle. Maybe he's going through some difficulties. Wanting to move forward, wanting to bring about a message, maybe a message of love here. Has love behind him. We have the ring here, so a beautiful gift of a higher love commitment. Messages here, contract maybe. All right, so that's right there at the end. And then on the bottom we have ultimate success with the stars, allowing ourselves to be guided. But the stars, Lenormand just deals with, it deals with spiritual guidance. It deals with psychic ability. It also deals with success and things. It could also be being seen as well with being a star. But it's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful energy. So we'll put that there. Underneath it, we have the book. So this is how old my cards are. And it has the gold on there. Everything's been rubbed off. But I just love this deck so much. I think I'm going to have to get another one. All right, I'm going to get a sip here of my peppermint tea. This card combination is a little bit of a difficult combination here. This is arguments in the home with this. Wanting peace in your home with the bouquet, but maybe arguments in the home or disagreements. Doesn't have to be major arguments, but disagreements in the home. Could be disagreements on the foundation. How do you want to see yourself moving forward here when you when you look at the house card? The house card can be the physical house itself, or it can be the self as well. Pay attention to your health too. Makes me think about that. Make sure you're not overworking yourself here. Also at the top line, taking time out to see the beauty around you, taking time out to pretty much smell the roses or smell the flowers. Those smaller things in life that can bring you joy, make sure that you are utilizing those. If you're going through difficulties here with the whip, all right? The whip can be arguments, but the whip can be just a heavier type of energy. The whip energy is repetitive, so dealing with dense, heavy energies on a daily basis, on a regular basis. Make sure you're doing things in your power to bring about some type of lightness or sweetness into your life here with the bouquet. The bouquet is also saying that you are a gift, all right? And so don't forget that. You should be loved, you should be cared for, like these flowers. The home life is important, okay? For some of us, I'm going to skip to the bottom because there's a beautiful row here. For some of us, if you're looking for a new work position, if you're looking to advance your career, the bottom row says there's a contract that will come in that will give you a higher level position, or could be just a little bit of a raise. But the tower for me deals with moving up to a higher level. Also, it's official, things being made official. Also, it's dealing with government, things like that. All right. News coming in about your home. I'm in the process of packing. No place to go just yet, but the desire to go is there. And so sometimes energetically, I like to get things moving. Spirit, you know I want to move, so let's start packing this thing up, and then you'll open the way up for me. And so that's where I'm at right now. Some of us in the process of moving. And we'll hear news about that. Some of us are in process of moving from a house into an apartment. For some, maybe downsizing. That could be here as well. Or maybe needing to downsize. There's a masculine energy in here in the middle that's going through a difficult time here because we have the whip above the card. So he could be experiencing disagreements in the home. He could just be experiencing energies of strife, all right? This person has a lot of love in their heart because they have the heart behind them and they want to share it. They could want to share it with you. They could want to move towards you, move towards. This reading is similar to a couple of readings I've done in the past, a couple of the Lenormand readings that I've done in the past that speak to a masculine that wants to start a new life, and they're ready to move into a new way of being here. Moving into a new home here. Moving into a new vision, maybe more of a peaceful way of living here. There's a gift of a love commitment here this could be just it could be a friendship if you're not thinking about love. But to me, this is a marriage here with the heart and with the ring, especially with the bouquet there. Maybe this man wants to get married. This man is having difficulty communicating here because we have the whip, which deals with repetitive motion. So it's something he's thinking about often. It's also air energy to me as well. He's thinking about it often, all the time here. But then you also have the note here at the bottom. This combination makes me think of somebody who's thinking of communicating often and maybe aggressively, but they're having trouble doing so. There could be other things at play here with the Tower card. Could be other obligations here. Things that are made official. So maybe contracts, commitments this person can't get out of. This particular energy wants to move. So it's two things here. For one, it's an actual physical masculine energy that wants to move himself forward. He's envisioning this because we have the rider here moving into a new way of living, okay? Not necessarily doing it, but the idea is there, the desire is there. That's what the heart wants. Also, for some of us, something that we love, something that we cherish, okay? If we bring about the masculine energy, and this was in a reading that I did earlier, the masculine energy, which is the fire, which is the movement, okay? We're able to take that message and move it further, or we're able to take that product or that project or that idea and move it forward because we have the inspiration here. So, in one way, a masculine actual person is inspired to move forward. In another way, the spirit is telling you to take those ideas and those creations that you have that's bubbling underneath the surface, that you know you've put your heart into, or that you know sparks that love in your heart, that deep power in your heart. Spirit is saying move those things forward. That it's safe to move those things forward, and you'll move into a higher level with it. Also, the higher level can be of a spiritual nature. It doesn't have to be a higher level position. It could be a higher level of the self as well. If you move into this new spirit of inspiration, that's the foundation that Spirit is talking about. Because the foundation, the home, deals with the foundation of the actual home life, but it also deals with who you are as a person. All right, standing firm in who you are. Maybe in the past these things haven't worked, these ideas, because we have an inspiration card here. I want to continue with this theme as well, because not all of us are looking for love. I wouldn't mind having love. Okay, so when I see things like this, of course, it brings about joy for me. But for those of us who are maybe in relationships already, or you are more focused on your career, the whip here tells me too that whatever you've done in the past, you haven't done it aggressively enough. Okay, because the whip is in a repetitive, aggressive energy. So Spirit is saying the gift that you have or what you have to offer, do it repetitively. So put your work out there. Share your vision with somebody else. If they're not interested, share it with somebody else. Same thing for a job if you're interested in it. If you get your resume out there, they don't want to look at it. You take your resume to somebody else. You call them. I've just placed my resume in. Have you had a chance to look over the resumes? I mean, people think everything now is electronic. It's wonderful, but it's nothing wrong with going old school and calling people and letting them know that you're interested in something. All right, so being repetitive with your mission, knowing that you have the gift here because we have the flowers. This too makes me think about self-love, but also the contract that you have with yourself. You know who you are. You know what you want out of your you know what you want out of your life. You've made a contract with yourself, but you've also made a contract when you came here, a spiritual contract. But even just let's not even worry about that right now. You've made a contract with yourself about how you want to see your life, how you envision your future. Spirit is saying be true to that as well. Let's get a few more cards. All right. So there are times, the lilies for me, it deals with energies from the past. And so ideas from the past that you want to bring into the future, things that you used to do in the past that you maybe can bring into the future that can help build a firm foundation. Also, the lilies deal with peace, okay? There's a time for peace, which is a beautiful thing, but there's also a time for movement as well. So you have to balance those energies and know when it's time for either one of them. Even though you might be unclear on the outcome, Spirit is saying still move forward. Still move forward with your ideas, still move forward with your vision. Still believe in your vision. The clouds deal with sadness, uncertainty mainly, but the sadness that comes from uncertainty. But just because you can't see the vision play out, you're not seeing it play out in the actual moment, doesn't mean that it's not playing out behind the scenes, behind the clouds, okay? Eventually the clouds will blow over and then it'll be clear skies. And so we want to put ourselves in a position for the clear skies. If you haven't moved and put those things into motion, if you haven't churned away at it, perfected it, tried it again, mastered it in a way. When the sky's clear, you're not going to be prepared to show it, so it's kind of that energy as well. So we want to be prepared for the clear skies, and we want to work when things are unclear. That means we're not necessarily showing anybody at this time, but we're getting it prepared. So Spirit is saying be prepared to burst forward, all right? Be prepared to share those things. Maybe things are hidden now, all right? But with this card, this is the card in this deck of spirit, but also spirit clearing the way. So this is like incense smoke, clearing the way. So as you work on your projects, as you work on your ideas in this moment of uncertainty when things aren't moving necessarily, you can still create. All right? If they're not being seen, you still can create. Um, Spirit will eventually clear the way for you. That's going to ultimately bring the peace. That's the answer for this energy. All right? Because if you don't bring your gifts, if you don't bring those ideas into the world, that's this energy as well. Um, Overthinking, feeling down on yourself repeatedly, giving yourself thinking negatively about your ideas, thinking negatively about your movements. These things restrict us as well, and they bring about pain, and it happens repetitively. So with the ending, for some of us, we have to be brave and we have to end things. This masculine energy, if this is an actual person, they have to end something in order to move into something new. And this is just not him. It's any of us. All right. We all have to end things if we want to bring new things into our lives. We can't hold on to things from the past. We can't hold on to them and expect to bring new energies in. We can't do it. So we have to end those things that bring us this type of energy as well. It's also telling us about that. Spirit says it would clear the way, but it would clear the way only if you want it to be cleared. If you're happy sitting in that energy, then you're happy sitting in that energy. This particular energy here, he's seated. He has the love behind him, so the love is there. It's powerful and it's full. The rider is here. It brings about the movement, but just like everything in life, you have to put the energy behind it. You can sit still and not do any of this stuff. You can just have the heart and not have the movement. But the heart without the movement really is nothing. Okay? You've pretty much killed it before it's even started. You've already killed it. Be committed to yourself. Be committed to your vision. Communicate properly with yourself. Be committed to how you communicate with yourself as well. Communicate with yourself on the highest level possible. The highest level possible. If you don't see it, this also to me in this bottom row here, if you all can see it, let me push these cards up because I'm talking and you can't really see them. This bottom row, because I can see a lot of things when I read Lenormand. It's not just about what the cards say. It's just what comes to me and how they're laid out, the stories they can tell. This is a beautiful system to read. Not a lot of people like it because I feel like people get too boxed in. You're too boxed in. You have to. It's a rigid system, and to some degree, it's a very straightforward system. But just like anything, and I read spiritually. So for me, because I read spiritually, nothing is rigid. It's all fluid. It all moves. And so I can see many things here, and so I give thanks for that. But you're not going to enjoy reading it. Some people like to read. They just read the cards. They're not spiritual readers. They just read the cards. And so Lenormand is perfect for those people as well. But there are also people for those of us who read spiritually, who have a respect for the understandings of each card. Knowing that Lenormand, you also assign your own meanings to it. So you have that flexibility with it as well. This can be many things. This could be good as well as bad. It doesn't have to be bad. This could be passion for some, right? This man wants a passionate relationship. All right? This person wants to bring passion into their lives. They want a passionate life. They want movement. They want vibrancy. They want energy. They want to feel alive. That's there too. So Lenormand is a beautiful reading system if you give it time, if you give it respect, if you honor it, and if you put your heart into it, which means you're looking at the cards, you're honoring the cards, and you're giving the cards their own vision. People read Lenormand based on how they read life. That's the way I feel. Same with tarot. People read tarot the way they read life. If you go to a reading and they're telling you about hexes in your family, somebody is doing this to you, somebody's doing that to you, those people keep you stuck. Those people are stuck in their lives as well. They can't see beyond that. That's dangerous. You have to see beyond those things in life. People read cards the way they see life. If you see life small, you read small. Some people aren't called to read at all. That doesn't mean they're not reading. But these things you have to be careful with them. You really do. All right, so let's see, Spirit. I'm sorry about the rant, but it's important. It's important because there's a lot of people who read cards, and some people read with love in their hearts, and some people read to keep people stuck. They haven't been called to read. Okay, and I stand by that. And if they have been called, they've been called to heal, to read, to heal first, and then to read. All right, so bravery, imagination, and then freedom. How you can't get more simple than that. Two things. In love, it requires bravery. For this masculine energy, anything to move out of a situation and to move into that greater idea of love, it requires bravery. People talk about soulmate relationships. We talk about spiritual helpmates on this channel. Those things require you to be brave. Using your imagination, you envision yourself with that partner, okay? Maybe you haven't met them yet, but you're envisioning the idea of how it would feel, how would it look to you. If it's not that, we have the inspiration card. What inspires you? What do you want to bring into the world? How do you see your life? How do you see yourself living day to day? You have to imagine it first. But you have to be brave enough to imagine it beyond the framework, the box that's already been given for you to climb into happily and neatly. All right, no space to move, but people happily stay in those boxes. You have to step outside the box, and you have to first the vision. You can stay in the box, okay? Stay in the box for a minute if you have to, but you can dream yourself out of it with your imagination, right? Freedom is there for the taking. Freedom is there through the taking. Imagine yourself free. If you're in a job that you don't want to be in, where do you want to be? If you can't envision where you want to be, that's where you want to start. How do you want to feel from day to day? How do I want to feel when I wake up in the morning? That's a good way to start. How do I want to feel throughout my day? Uplifted, I hope. High vibrational, I hope. Full of love, I hope. So things like that. If you can't exactly envision where you want to be, envision how you want to feel. The timing is right. When the timing is right, right? So Spirit already said that the clouds might be there, the mountain might be there, things might be blocked. But when the timing is right, it'll be right, and you'll be prepared, and you'll know it. When that person comes and they're ready to offer you that job, and you've prepared, using this energy, you've done the research, you've revamped your resume, or you've sent your resume out again and again and again and again, and nothing's moved. The timing is right. You receive that call. They're ready to offer you that contract, but you've had to spend some time envisioning who you are and how you want to be in that new environment in order for them to want to have anything to do with you. So all time needs to be used wisely. Time of movement and times of stillness, times of, peace. And so you understand what I'm saying. So here we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. Maybe we've been here with the Seven of Wands energy. Maybe we've had to defend ourselves to others. Maybe we've had to. This is a powerful energy to me because this means standing up for who you are, standing up for what you believe in with the Seven of Wands, no matter what other people say. All right. So your vision might not be what other people envision. They might not even understand it. But Spirit is saying that you stand on higher ground with it because you already have an understanding. All right. You have the passion here with the Wands energy. You can be dealing with folks that have things to say. You can be in negative environments with the Seven of Wands. All right. But Spirit is saying you still stand on higher ground and you still have power. Work diligently on what you're trying to bring into the world here with the Eight of Pentacles. Grind it out. Put your head down for a moment. If you're dealing with the cloud energy, if you're dealing with the energy of the mountain, where you can't necessarily see things or things are moving slow, there's nothing wrong with that. You still continue to move here. You keep your ideas, you grind them out, you write them down, you try them out, all right? And then when it's time with the Eight of Wands, this is two things for me. I like this Eight of Wands, the way it's kind of the picture here, the way it's kind of painted, because you throw them out when you're ready. You share them when you're ready. But when spirit is ready, the energy will come back to you, and it'll be time to move forward. Do we have time for some charms? Let's just lay a couple down. I know this is somewhat of a longer reading. Guys, I like to take my time with my readings. I realize when I look back, people don't necessarily watch the full reading. Watch the full reading, you know. Why not? Why not? I teach 7th graders, okay? They have very short attention spans. You know, their attention spans are 5 minutes to 10 minutes. And I'm a history teacher. So imagine me trying to teach historical content on TikTok brains. You know, so that's where we are right now. But you are an adult, more than likely, if you're viewing this channel. We can't revert back to a time when we didn't want to receive information. Okay, that's the danger that we live in right now. That's a whole different video. But that's where we are right now, especially here in the United States. People who don't want to look for information, they don't want to discern information, they're not ready to hear things that aren't easy to hear, and they don't want to take time. They don't want to take the time. They want information fed to them, and they want somebody to tell them exactly where to go and what to do. And that's dangerous. It's dangerous. All right, so we have two charms of protection on this masculine energy. If it's a person, you are highly protected, you're highly loved. You're loved by your ancestors, you're loved by your angels. Okay? Spirit is also saying trust here with the wing. Trust that you have the ability to fly higher. Trust that your ideas will move, okay? With the spirit of the wind energy. They'll move. You have the wisdom, you have the understanding. You know where you want to go. You know what you have to say, what you have to do. All right, that higher level knowledge is there. All right, maybe the timing is just not there right now with the owl, because the owl is nocturnal. It moves at night. We sleep at night. All right, so the ideas of maybe shifting time, shifting how you see things, maybe waking up at night to work on your creative projects if you can, or using that night energy purposefully. Also communicating with your guides at night. The owl comes out here as well on the whip. Whatever is happening now, for, you know, if it's difficult things happening in the home, different realities, realizations that are hitting you, things that are difficult, it's meant for you, because we have the owl here. The owl is the idea of learning from grief, learning from hardship, and coming out on the other side more powerful than ever. Spirit is saying that you're an artist in whatever way that may be. Art can exist in many different forms. You can be a writer. You can be, you know, you can paint. You can speak. Art just shows up in so many different facets. We can't just always box it into just, you know, painting and whatever it means to you. However you see art, however it plays out into your life. But also the art, life itself is art. We're creating life, we're creating art as we're moving forward with our day-to-day. If we envision like that, if we see life like that, if we honor and respect it enough to see it like that, that's the way it will be for us. You can make choices to do that. Spirit is saying whatever vision you have for yourself with that imagination, however you've envisioned your life, however you've envisioned, maybe you can't see the vision for the, you know, you can't see it physically or you can't see the actual picture, but how do you want to feel? Let's start there. How do you want to feel? What do you want to bring into the world? How do you want others to feel? And how do you want to feel? Let's just start there. When you're ready to move with that energy, you have the writer. The message will be carried out, okay? You will be carried further. On here, we have a little dog on this letter. Be loyal to the messages you give yourself. Be loyal in how you speak to others. Be loyal to your truth. Does that make any sense? The dog deals with loyalty to me. And on this letter, Speak with truthfulness. Speak with honesty. Speak with love in your heart. All right? No matter the reaction you might get, be honest at all times. All right? Be committed to your truth at all times. All right. Peace.